So majorly, just as if we have like Schengen countries. Second country is divided into two. We have the ones that are EU and we have the ones that are non-EU. So we now have another division that they are EU but they're not part of Schengen. So these countries, some of them, they've submitted a letter to actually join EU. Alphabetically, the first on my list is Austria. Austria of all time, and that's why you guys can see the views about people moving to Austria. Austrian people, where's people? You get why. First on my list is Austria. The next on my list is Belgium. The next on my list is Bulgaria. So Bulgaria actually joined fully January 2025. Next on my list is Croatia. The next on my list is Czech Republic. The next on my list is Denmark. The next on my list is Estonia. The next on my list is Finland. The next on my list is France. The next on my list is Germany. The next on my list is Greece. The next on my list is Hungary. The next on my list is Italy. The next on my list is Latvia. The next on my list is Lithuania. The next on my list is Luxembourg. The next on my list is Malta. The next on my list is Netherlands. The next on my list is Poland. The next on my list is Portugal. The next on my list is Romania. Romania actually fully joined January 2025 as well. The next on my list is Slovakia. The next on my list is Slovenia. The next on my list is Spain. The next on my list is Sweden. So these ones that I've listed, they're actually under the EU member Schengen countries. There are some countries that, like I said, I don't know if I've said it. Okay, in case I don't see it, let me say it again. There are actually some countries that they are in the Schengen regions, but they're not in the EU. Whereas there are some that are in the EU, but they're not in the Schengen region. So if you are looking at Japan, your best bet is to go to a country that is in Schengen and is also in the EU, because there are a lot of benefits that is really tied to that, right? So yeah. So next on my list, so those one we've talked about the Schengen countries that are in EU. So the first one that I've mentioned, they are the ones under what? EU. So the next one is they are the ones that under their non-EU Schengen countries. First on my list is Iceland. The next on my list is Liechtenstein. I'll type it on the screen. It's not my titty I gonna break. Next on my list is Norway. The next on my list is Switzerland. Then, so we'll finish for the whole Schengen countries. So it's just 4 Schengen countries that are not member of the EU, right? Another division that they are EU, but they're not part of Schengen. So these countries, the first on my list is Ireland. The next is Cyprus. So they are part of the EU member, but they are not part of Schengen, right? And another misconception that people used to make is, see, there's a difference between EU countries in EU, countries in Europe. Europe is not the short form of EU. Before I actually became grounded, I'm still not grounded, I'm still learning in this job. Because before I actually kind of became grounded, I'd be a little more grounded in this job. Before I used to feel like Europe is the short term of EU. So any country that I see that is in the European part, EU, no, that's wrong. So there's a difference between Europe, there's a difference between EU, and there's a huge difference between Schengen. So the only generic thing that is common to all of them is every country in Schengen is located in Europe. That's the only generic thing. But then there are so many countries in Europe that they're not part of Schengen or they're not part of EU. Do you guys understand that explanation? And that's why I felt like, in as much as this topic, you can actually get the answer through a simple Google search. But sometimes if you actually find somebody to sit down and explain to you, it's easier for anyone to actually grasp that information, right? You understand? So if you are Japan to any country, one agent is advertising any Japan for you and then say is in the Schengen, is in the EU, is in Europe. So if somebody is saying EU is not a short form of Europe. So ask them, Europe will be EU, Schengen will be not Schengen, and is the Schengen part of the EU or non-EU? So now that I'm trying to sanitize you, I be sensitize you. If one agent is charging you money, they're supposed to be for EU. I bet they're supposed to be for non-EU. And then we have some countries in Europe as well. So in as much as I've mentioned the ones that they are part of EU, Schengen, all of that, we still have some countries in Europe that they are submitting application for them to join the Schengen, right? E.g. Serbia, right? E.g. Moldova, and some other countries like that. But the thing is, some of these countries that they are submitting application letter to join, and look at the country, I'll be like, there are some that they'll be submitting applications since the past. This thing, and they've never accepted them. So in as much as there are some countries that they can still join, let's say maybe an agent is selling a package for you that, oh, come and go to these countries in EU, and they are candidate. That's the word, Schengen candidates, right? They are candidates for Schengen. The thing is, before you accept, make sure you know the political everything that is actually going on in that country, right? For example, now like Romania, even if they wake anybody up in their dream, that do you think Romania can join EU? With the way their political destiny is, their law, the way how peaceful that country is, of course you will mostly say yes. It's possible for them to actually get candidacy in Schengen region. You understand? For example, like Bulgaria that just joined, that place is quite peaceful. No, they get gas boost for there. So somehow those Schengen countries, they have like requirements for them to allow any country to actually join them. So if anybody is selling any package for you, like with potential, this country they go first soon join, make sure you check especially their human rights. That's one of the major things that they use to accept people into Schengen. For example, if Nigeria can submit application they won't join, it's not possible. How many people don't get justice for your country? Do you understand? So those are one of those things. So make sure, for example, like Serbia now, I feel like one of the reasons that they've not accepted their application to be Schengen region is because of the political stuff that is actually going on in that country. As at, I think earlier this year, I mean late December 2024, there was a trail accident, a lot of people. Till now, this that by a lot of people. Till now, people are still protesting, and the protest has been going for 6 months or 8 months. At least in Nigeria, going to protest after they'll come and use their gas and chase us away. And this, at least they will even pretend that they are even attending to the issue. To be like, we are working on it. Even if to just write any official letter and whine us, they will just say something. But it says Serbia, as I don't even know if their government heard them or this thing. And currently now, right, there are some universities that they are on strike. So even if you are doing admission to Serbia, depending, right, there are so many of those universities, especially the government and public ones, they are not going to school. And if the protest is happening where your school is, the schools are not opening, and the people that are protesting majorly, they are the students. So you see this type of thing. Do you think it will make Schengen to give them candidacy? No. So if any agent come and tell you that go to Serbia, that when you go, they've applied for Schengen, even you in your head and thinking, do you think that there's somebody they can grant, right? So in as much as it's okay to go to a country with potential, right? In as much as they used to sit down, fall in love with potential, right? Fall in love with what you can see, but then it's okay to give some benefit of doubt that, okay, even if I will go, check the economic stability, the political stability, and the human rights this thing of that country. Right? You cannot leave people to be protesting for this thing. And the basic thing that even caused it's not even train accident. It was they actually constructed a train port. I became man train in Mawai. The thing now fell. So that's actually poor infrastructure. Despite that we are saying that Nigeria is clinical, at least I've not heard of any public building shaking. The ones I used to hear, okay, maybe if somebody private building houses and this thing, but it's not this public. Have you heard that airport? Okay, that's what you see. That's Nigeria. Shaking, right? But in Serbia, a whole train station, not like a whole, like a section of that train station actually fell, and a lot of people actually lost their lives. And since then, they've been protesting. So who are the people that built the train station? Who shopped the contract money? Who share? So, and this same Serbia, is actually protesting to actually join the Schengen region. If you are the owner of Schengen, and one of the members of Schengen, are you gonna accept? No. So I hope you understand. So that's why I decided to make this video, right, to actually sensitize you regarding your jackpot process and any country that you're going to, that even if it's not yet in the Schengen region and your agent is telling you that they go soon join, make sure you know the economical stuffs actually going on in that country, that share only any possibility abi koni abi this thing. You understand what I just said, right? So guys, that brings us to the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye for now.